Hello everyone. Today we are going to continue from where we stopped, and today we make it our lecture 2. And last week we talked about the introduction to software development, and we started our HTML code. So today we are going to continue from the tags that we are yet to talk about. So our main objectives of this lecture, remember that this lecture is organized by No Big Deal and is being presented by Salah Rahim. Today our main objective is to understand the concept of table form, the concept of table and form in software development. So today we are going to look at table. Table is not the one that we used to eat at home, but a table is a very structure that is used in both coding and MS Word, Excel and the rest. So but now in coding we want to learn how to draw the table using code. So before we move on, what is a table? A table is a way of organizing information in a neat and structured manner. So a table, it consists of rows, which is the horizontal line, and columns, which is the vertical line, and a cell. So a cell is the combinations of rows and columns. So a best description of a cell is a small boxes inside the table. For example, when we want to list our classmate names and age, we can arrange them inside a table by using tables. We can easily see and compare informations. So tables organizes our informations in a well structured manner in rows and columns. I hope you get this brief explanation. So let's see from this simple code how to use table in a web page. We have four important tags that we use in creating a functional table. After our first HTML structure, that is the head, the HTML, the title and the body. So we have another 4 tags, important tags, to create a table. The first tag here is called table tag. So the second tag is tr tag. This is it. And the third tag is th tag. We have the fourth tag, which is a td tag. All these tags have their functionalities, though all of them is not that too important, but when you put it, it have its own functions. So let's look at the first code here. We put in less than and table. So this particular line of tag, it will create a table with a border, one border. So this border is an attribute to this table. The table itself is a tag. So we can create a table using only this table without putting the border. But we want the table to show, we want the line to show. That's why we are putting border. So let's count how many TR we have here. We have first TR, that's opening TR. We have closing TR. So our first TR now, this first TR, we create one row. The second TR, we create another row. So we are having how many rows? 1, 2. So in the first TR, we have another TH. So TH is called table head, while TR is called table row. So TR, that means we are creating an heading. That means a column of heading, name, and we close it. That way we have created one heading inside our row. Another one, we have created another heading here beside our name. So to make it like 2 rows headings. So under these headings, we want to be having some values under it. That's why we come across TD, table data. So in the second row, that is where we'll be inputting our TD. So TD, the first table data is Alice. This Alice will be under this name. And now another column 12. This age, the 12 will be under the age. So we are having how many rows now? 2 rows and 2 columns. The first row is the heading, while the second row is our value. So now we are having another TD here created separately. So table data TD. So this one will be in another column. Then under it we having another table data, which is 14. So we are having how many TD? 1, 2. We are having only one heading. So if you are looking at this, just run this code the way it is. Write it down. Type it inside your text editor and run it to see the result before we start our main practical on this. So moving on to advanced table. This advanced table, that is where we'll be using some other layout. When we talk about advanced table, we'll be talking about table layout. Table layout, we have 2 table layouts, which are co-span and row span. So in this co-span and row span, that means we want to merge column. When I say co-span, we want to merge column. When I say row span, that means we want to merge row. If you have attended general computing before, you should know about what I mean by merging. That's combining 2 rows or combining 2 columns. So let's look at this example here. You can copy it and edit it to your own taste. The first one is a TR. That means my table row is having one table data. Is having another value under it. And this particular value now is merging colon. We all know what is colon. So it's merging colon. How many colon is it merging? 2. So it will combine 2 cells. So that is what we mean by table layout, that is using merging cells, either co-span or row span. If it is a row span, so this time around you are not using co-span, you just replace it with a row span. So let's move on to form. Form. Everywhere we go, we feel form. Form is very, very important when we are talking about softwares. We fill form every day in banks, in schools, but those forms, they are physical forms. But now we want to be talking about how to create online forms. What is a form? A form is a document used to collect information, true or false. We often use form when we register for school, join a club, or sign up for an event. For usually in banks, when we want to do anything agreement, we fill form. So form is very essential. So how do we create this form? We have some very important tags that we use in creating forms also. Like this is a basic form. The first tag here is form itself. The second tag is label. We have another form tags, input. We have another one. Okay, that is 3. Form, label, and input. Other ones, they are the same thing. So this is the basic form that we can create. Let me explain the first code here that says form actions. The action there is not that too necessary for beginners because we don't have database yet. But when you want an action to be performed on your form, that is, when you fill the form, you click on the submit, you want that form to go to your database. You have to use this form action. Then you specify where you want it to submit to. Then the method is using. So this is it. But when you are creating form, this particular form tags supposed to be there. So you can just write form and close the tags. But if it is an advanced form, you need to put actions where you want to submit to and the method you are using. Then the second tag here, label. Label is used in describing what users want to type. You cannot just open a form without indicating that the user should type name. You cannot just open a form without indicating a user to type age. So label indicates that this particular line is for name. That is why you are saying the value there, name. So we have the tags. Then what users will be see on the screen when filling the form is name. So name can be changed to anything. Then inside, in the front of the name, I want my user to enter what is called text. So that's why we are seeing input type text. That means users enter text. Then name. This particular name is what we use to represent it in our database. So don't be concerned about this one yet. Your focus will be label, name, input type, text. So that when the user see your name on the screen, then it will be creating a space. This particular input type, create a space in the front of the name for a user to enter. Then the same thing here, it will go down, create the same space called email, then allows user to enter email here. But if you notice here, they said input type here, email, so that when a user is entering another text that is different from email, it will be throwing error. But if you say text, that means user can enter anything. I don't know whether you have fill form and you enter anything without @ and it's telling you this is not a valid email address. So when you use email, it will be more active and more customized when people are entering their emails. Then the third one here, input type, submit. So this particular tags here and its attributes, we create one button called submit, so that when you click on submit and your database is connected to your form, it will move all those values you fill to the database. I hope you understand. So let's move on to the advanced form. In the advanced form, that is where you'll be using checkbox, radio buttons, you'll be using another tag called drop down list and text area for message. So this advanced, you'll be learning how to check for two options. That is, you can have option A, you can select from one option without selecting the other option. That is radio buttons. You cannot be man and a woman at the same time. You can be one. So that's why you are seeing here the label we indicate, we tell those people that is entering the form that this particular space here is for gender, so that they can select whether they are male or female. So that's why we are saying input type radio. Radio will allows us to create what we call select, where you can pick from one options. That is radio. Then we have drop down list. Drop down list is when you have many options under option 1, option 2, option 3. Maybe you have many options like school programs. You can select English, math at the same time. So this one is different from radio. Radio can only allow you to select one option, but select tags will make you to select more than one option. Then text area, this is basically used for when you want to write a comment, you want to create a bigger space. This one too is different from select and is different from radio. In text area, you can create as much as possible rows. You can have plenty rows depending on what you want the user to type as comment. So these are the advanced tags in advanced tags in form. So for me now, I will want you to design a simple layout using HTML. In this place, I said simple layout. In this place, you'll be using table for your layout. We can use form for our layout and we can use table for our layout. But this time around, I want you to use table to create a layout. What do I mean by layout? That is HTML themes. That is web page structure. That is drawing of how you want your web page to look like. Again, project 2, you now create a form using that table layout. This particular one here, forget about the table layout you are seeing here. Just create a form that we have all the discussed tags. A tags like input type text, input type radio, input type text area, input type select, input type label, all the tags we have talked about. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. We meet in next class, third class loading. You are welcome. Bye bye.